All indigenous people of the world, keepers of the earth, holders of ancient wisdom, our power flows through the laws of the universe, the silent pulse of vibration, and knowing that there only exists the unnamable all, that governs all things above and below. This knowledge gives us the ability to transmute, to create, to bring forth worlds from the unseen beyond the grasp of explanation. Masks, sacred and timeless, are threads woven into this power, channels that honor the spirit, connect us to ancestors, and open doors to realms unknown. Yet modern teachings, education, religion, and authority were designed to sever this connection, to alienate the indigenous hearts from Mother Earth and the Creator, binding us instead to systems of control. They impose their beliefs, shaping us with language that constrains, with practices that confine, so as to mute a power feared. And now, masks have been reduced to mere costumes, our sacred symbols worn to amuse, to caricature, to mock. Society turns us into objects of play, forgetting the depth of the spirit that the masks once held. But know this, beneath every mask, the unbroken power of the indigenous spirit remains steadfast and untouched, ready to awaken and restore balance, for it is in all people awaiting to rise. Are masks barriers to authenticity? Are masks barriers to authenticity? In a world shaped by layers of societal expectations, we are taught to wear masks, both visible and invisible, that obscure our authentic selves. This lecture explores the profound indigenous perspective on masks, not as mere costumes, but as symbols of the inner struggles that we face conforming to an artificial world. Through examining the roots of indigenous art and spirituality, we'll uncover how masks reflect a desire to fill what we believe we lack, hiding our true nature and stifling our creativity. I invite you on a journey beyond masks to reconnect to the symbolic relationship between our spirit, Mother Earth, and the Creator, a sacred connection that reveals the path of true authenticity. In traditional indigenous cultures, such as the Cohansik Lenape, masks are symbols of transformation. When worn during ceremonies, we allow the individual to connect with ancestors, spirits. However, in today's world, societal expectations impose the masks we wear. These masks can represent roles, titles, and identities that do not align with our true existence. Wearing these metaphorical masks, whether shaped by societal norms, education, religion, or the pressures of civilization, can create a disconnection from the authentic self. Civilization, indoctrination in the box of civilization. Civilization forces individuals into a box through idioms, education, and religion. This mold demands conformity for the sake of control. From an indigenous perspective, this type of indoctrination is foreign to the natural way of life. Traditional societies value living in harmony with nature. The rigid systems do not confine personal expression. The need to mask ourselves to fit into modern constructs reflects how far we've driven drifted from this freedom. This imposed conformity is not just a loose loss of personal freedoms, it is viewed as a form of spiritual and emotional slavery. The inability to express oneself authentically blocks the flow of creativity, which is essential to the art in a holistic experiment. In the Indigenous worldview, creativity is not a separate entity, but an extension of one's spirit and relationship with the world. When creativity is stifled, the self is suppressed, leading to spiritual impoverishment. Masking as blockage to creativity and true art. Indigenous art has always been more than mere aesthetics or expression. It is a form of storytelling, spirituality, and connection with the land and ancestors. Wearing societal masks stifles this creative flow. Suppose one is confined to a role of identity that does not resonate with one's true nature. In that case, these imposed boundaries will limit one's visual, musical, or poetic art. When masks are only socially accepted during Halloween or specific parties, it demonstrates how modern society pigeonholes the very idea of transformation and creativity. By limiting when it is socially acceptable to wear masks, society reduces the power of masks to mere entertainment, stripping away the spiritual significance. This creates a cultural block to authentic creative expression. Masks are powerful tools for exploring alternate dimensions of self and the spirit. Still, when constrained by societal norms, we lose our ability to unlock more profound layers of truth. Our modern society tendency to dress up or seek difference for ego's sake can distract from genuine authenticity. The desire to stand out leads people to adopt to superficial expressions of individuality, which blocks the ability to tap into deeper, authentic selves, leading towards authenticity. We must be practical and to encourage self-exploration, mindfulness, reconnection with the inner creative sources. And here are a few approaches. Self-reliance and silence. Practice silence and solitude to strip away external distractions and expectations. This activity allows us to listen to our inner voice by removing the outside world's noise, social media, cultural pressures, and the constraints that we need for validation. We can uncover who we are beneath the layers of conformity. We seek time in nature, meditate, or journal to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and creative desires. Engage with ancestral wisdom. As citizens of the Cohansik Lenape people, we understand the importance of connecting with ancestral wisdom. We explore our culture or spiritual heritage, or connect with the wisdom of indigenous traditions, emphasizing living in harmony with nature and the authentic self. The modern obsession with external appearances starkly contrasts the indigenous focus on the internal spirit, community, and the relationship with the land. We rely on external markers like clothing or appearances to create art or express ourselves through rituals inspired by this wisdom, allowing our creativity to flow normally from a deeper sense of identity. Reclaiming masks as tools of authenticity. Reframe the idea of masks not as something that hides or conforms us, but as tools that can help reveal the different layers of self. For Indigenous peoples, masks are worn to embody spirits or to connect with a higher truths. We see the metaphorical masks as ways to explore aspects of ourselves we might not ever express without losing our authentic core. We create our own authenticity masks, not to hide, but to symbolize different parts of our identity. This is the virtual experience that we design masks representing our inner truths, fears, or dreams. Through this, we can confront the tension between external appearances and the internal reality. Creative process as an exploration of the inner self. During tribal events, we dress up to resist conformity and to encourage each other to engage in creative processes rooted in our experiences and emotions. True art emerges from exploring one's feelings, struggles, and dreams, not wanting to appear different or rebellious. We focus on processes like painting our faces, singing and chanting, or even dancing to explore our emotions and the realities of our lives. Instead of trying to look unique, we find the beauty in authenticity of our journeys. We create art that tells our story or reveals something we've never shared with others before. Vulnerability and authentic expression. We embrace vulnerability. It is easier to wear a metaphorical mask to avoid showing our true selves. But vulnerability is the key to authenticity. In our interactions, art, and our daily lives, we show up as individuals without adornment or pretense. We start small by speaking our truth in safe spaces, being honest about our feelings, or expressing our real thoughts in a journal. Over time, this practice of vulnerability helps us live more authentically. We discuss how authenticity isn't always comfortable. It requires courage to stand up for one's truth, especially when it goes against the societal norms. Letting go of external validation. One of the most substantial reasons people wear masks is to desire for external validation. We understand that seeking approval from others leads to conforming to expectations, which pulls us further from our true selves. We learn to shift our focus from external approval to internal satisfaction. This practice involves doing things because we feel aligned with one's soul, not because we will earn praise or acceptance. In our creative endeavors, we create for the sake of creation itself, for the joy of it, not for others who might perceive us. For the more we release our attachment to external validation, the closer we reach our authentic selves. Sacred symbiosis between Mother Earth and the Creator. Expressing the sacred symbiosis between Mother Earth and the Creator as a path to genuine authenticity draws us from the deep indigenous understanding that humanity is a part of an interconnected web of life. The natural world is not separate from us, but a mirror reflecting who we are. To live authentically, we recognize and honor this connection. Here's how we convey this sacred relationship. Understanding the sacred symbiosis. In indigenous cultures, the relationship with this natural world is not merely about survival, but is deeply spiritual and reciprocal. Mother Earth provides the home, plants, animals, waters, while the Creator governs the heavens, the weather, and the cosmic forces. Together, they represent all balance of life. This symbiotic relationship teaches that authenticity arises when we align ourselves with those natural forces, recognizing that we are not separate from them, but they are a part of us. In the same way that the land and sky work together in harmony, we, too, must align the inner selves, our spirit, with the external world, nature, to find balance and live authenticity. Our true essence is revealed when we live in harmony with these forces, when we listen to nature, respect its cycles, and align our personal rhythms with the earth and sky. We view nature not as something to be exploited or controlled, but as a teacher to guide us to our authentic selves. Practice earth-based living. We learn by observing nature. We learn important lessons about authenticity. Trees do not pretend to be anything other than what they are. They grow according to their inner blueprint, connected to the soil below and the sky above. Animals, plants, and elements express their unique forms of life without distorting or artifice. By living in tune with nature's cycles, such as the changing seasons or the moon's phases, we reconnect to our own natural rhythms and return to a state of authenticity. We find our authentic self in earth-based activities, spending time in nature when we walk in the forest or by the ocean or just sit under the sky. This event reconnects us to a larger world and helps us shed the layers of inauthenticity. Observing nature's cycles, we realize the importance of the cycles in nature: birth, growth, decay, and renewal. These cycles reflect human experiences. Just as the earth renews itself, we go through phases of renewal, growth, and letting go. Offering gratitude and reciprocity. Indigenous traditions emphasize reciprocity with nature. We give thanks to the earth and sky through small rituals, offerings, and mindful practices, creating a bond that affirms our place in the sacred circle of life. Aligning personal energy with natural forces. To embody authenticity, we must also align our personal energy with the element of forces of nature. In the same way that nature is balanced, we must balance the different aspects of ourselves. We can experience the grounding of one's energy in the earth, Mother Earth, and reaching toward the sky, the Creator, for spiritual nourishment and guidance.